no! I pressed the button and didn't tell anybody. Hi.
Yo.
Did you miss us? Because I'm sorry. I was very sick after I got home from Florida, but we're back now, so that's fun.
Let it be known that she hit the button when when for some reason I said dogs' buttholes.
Well, spicy butthole, technically.
Spice, yeah. You hit the button when we started talking about spicy buttholes.
Technically.
But you didn't catch me.
It was still showing on the captions when she turned on the stream, so.
Yeah, okay. I'll allow a small victory, but you haven't won the full point yet. It's like a delicious little participation.
Wow. Did you really just give me a participation fucking ribbon right now?
Nothing wrong with a participation ribbon, because that just means that you finished the challenge. Which is sometimes the hardest fucking part.
We're fighting now, just so you know.
We are? Okay.
Yeah. Anyway.
I've had a participation ribbon.
Okay.
It was at the Van Gogh Museum.
Okay. Spooktober. It's underway. We're raising money for Extra Life if you've never been with us before. It's an amazing organization that builds funds for the Children's Miracle Network, giving kids much needed access to critical care, needed equipment, and sometimes just giving them something to do, like supplying an Xbox to the waiting room. The pediatric care units across Canada and the US are under strain and do require as much money as we can possibly get them. This is our third year in a row raising that money for them. So you can check out our social media for our upcoming special one-shots. And if you could, it'd be really great if you could donate. Just a couple bucks can go a really long way. tinyurl.com/VacTareExtraLife-2024. And you'll also be able to see down here in the ad box below me our upcoming games. They'll pop up every once in a while with the name, the system that's being played, and who the GM is, and obviously the date and time. Excuse me. Our first sponsor for tonight is Canadian Dice. You can go to canadiandice.ca and use the code THEVACTAIR, all one word, at checkout to get 15% off of your order. Maggie's Dice Pick of the Week this week is the Vampire Dice because, and I quote, bleh, bleh, bleh. If you know, you know. We are still partnered with Monument Studios, who have supplied music and Foley for our games through their Fantasy Plus Kickstarter. 5,000 content creator friendly, royalty and copyright free music and sound effects for your streamed or home games. You can check them out on Instagram at Monument Studios and get all the updates on Fantasy Plus's release if you didn't get in on the Kickstarter. Our next upcoming Spooktober one shot is this Tuesday. It's more of a mini campaign. It's every Tuesday this month. It is an alien RPG called October Colony with Mother Keisha from Potions and Potpourri at the helm. You also see some other familiar faces like DM Jeremy from Old Men Rolling Dice, Kayla, the other half of Potions and Potpourri, and, you know, some other bitches. We love them.
Jared and Ryan are currently on like a helicopter thing flying through the jungle by themselves.
What could go wrong?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I forgot that's got that.
What couldn't go wrong? I think that's.
I mean, it was to be fair, it was after a whole giant ocean rolled over the top of the island. So
they went to go investigate like a crash site or something, which is the ship that your ass was on at the end of our game. So
they're gonna
what could go wrong?
They're gonna go meet mommy.
We don't know yet.
I mean, as long as I get to make out with Keisha some more, I'm good.
There you go.
From the two straightest people in the Vector. Ish.
I don't think that's true.
No, it's really not.
For either of you, I don't think that qualifies.
No. No, you're right.
I'm trying to think now. Who is the straight one?
Me
I
and
don't know.
Keisha
We
are
have-
probably the straighter folk ish.
No, there's got to be someone straighter than you guys.
Jeremy?
That's
I mean-
about all I could say.
The
I
boys.
don't-
No. Jared and Ryan have been getting super gay on main, okay, during our games, but unprompted too. Let it be known, unprompted.
I ship it.
Like I said,
Even
the
when they're
only one I
not
can
together. Like, come on, Jared. Like during your vampire game, Artemis, Jared had it like a dude on his knees in the bathroom.
That's true. He did,
He did that all by himself.
and he did that all on his own without me having to prompt anything.
Yep, he held the kid by his chin and said, "Keep your eyes on me."
He did not.
He did.
There is
He
video proof of
did!
that shit.
Oh my god, that's like some fucking dark romance shit right there.
To be
How
fair,
many books?
he was.
I'll have to go into my Kindle app. How many books have
You
this
would have
line
been-
in them?
You would have been so proud, Effie.
Oh, I'm sure I would have.
We loved our toxic gay relationships, even if it's with a thrall.
Anyway, where we left off some weeks ago, the party had discovered one of their anchors. Now they are aware that it seems each one of them has an anchor of their own that they need to find and address. And figure out how to get rid of it, or de-anchor it, I guess would be the way to go. Eli was the one to find hers. A set of rings and a burnt feather that she had buried long ago, but have come back to haunt her. After some meditation, Keelah was able to determine that while she had closed the door on this chapter of her life, the door was a little bit bendy and opened the other way.
A two-way door?
A two-way
Who'd
door!
have thunk it?
Oh my god!
It's actually
We've
just like
never
a
run into
swinging
those.
saloon door.
Yeah, just at the fucking
Yeah.
restaurant when you're coming through with a couple of salads and all of a sudden the door swings back and knocks them off all over the floor.
Breaks your nose, breaks your jaw, whatever. Eli has a lesson to learn, and it seems from what Moria has said, all of you do. You need to find your anchor, figure out what the lesson is that you're supposed to learn, and fucking learn it. You all wake the next morning, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. Just those who normally have a tail don't actually have one anymore.
So weird.
You can smell breakfast from down the stairs into the kitchen and dining room. You are free to begin your morning. Razira, for you, it's very peculiar because you sort of disassociated off and on through the night when you weren't sleeping, and you see a variety of your weapons, or at least the weapons that you have in this dimension, have been disassembled and cleaned and reassembled. But as you sort of like come back to yourself, you're sitting on the floor again with like your stockpile of like cleaned weapons, and then another rifle that's just disassembled. And well, what do you do now? That wasn't a rhetorical question.
Probably just leave it there and go get breakfast because it's like, okay, this is weird.
All right. That's fair.
It's just overs from last week's one shot at Cracker Barrel.
Yeah. Yeah. Keela, I will say you wake next to the smell of bacon and coffee.
Oh, coffee. Yay.
Where's your head at right now?
I think that she thought a lot about what Moria had said
Mm-hmm.
about like needing to learn a lesson and about the fact that she could have tried to stop Rirka rather than just running away.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I think right now she's just trying to put the pieces together of like how she can atone for that being stuck here.
Mm-hmm.
Because it didn't happen here.
Correct.
So she doesn't know. Like, she's trying to figure out what the first step would be.
All right. And what is she thinking stepwise? Like,
well, if she was able to access it, her first step would have been to go back to that village. Like, or what was left of it.
okay.
If there was anything left of it. But obviously, she's stuck here and can't do that. So,
Fair.
I don't know. I think she's trying to figure out, like, who, if anyone, to talk to, or what to do to start that process. Because Keeley is very much a steps kind of person, given her like military sort of training and all that, and also, you know, because I'm like that too.
Spicy.
But
yeah.
yeah,
Same.
like she needs the steps of what to do. Like, so she's trying to figure out what the first one is, because usually once you can figure out what that first one is, the rest of them sort of fall into place after that.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I think right now her concern is getting everybody's pieces of bleed rounded up.
Okay.
So they at least know what it is that they have to work with. Like, what it is they're trying to deal with. I think that, I remember correctly, I just watched this yesterday and I've completely forgotten all of this, but I'm pretty sure that we figured out that Breezes would be to the north of us. So I think that's probably where she would suggest that they start.
I don't recall it being Breezes, but that could be accurate. I did just watch it earlier, but brain go burr.
Right? Brain just was like, nope, we're not hanging on to this.
No, that's irrelevant information.
I'm pretty sure that it was Breezes, because we had talked about, like, we figured out that location-wise in the town, or the I keep wanting to say the Underdark, and I know it's not the Underdark, it's the
Undertown.
Old City.
Undercity.
Yeah.
The upside
Like,
down.
that is relative to where we are in Brükensheer. So, like, trying to figure out, and Breeze had mentioned something for that section of town. And then, like, there was mention of maybe one where the thieves thing used to be, if we need to maybe go there. So, trying to figure out which, like, for her, it's just like steps, figuring out the steps. Where do we go next? What do we do? Like, because if they get bogged down somewhere, they're never gonna fucking get out of here. And she doesn't want to get stuck here.
We already go to the
So.
Thieves Guild? I remember there being a lot of checking on doors and shit.
You did, yes.
Okay.
Did we? Okay.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Yes, you did go
It's
into
been
the
a
Thieves...
hot minute.
Yeah. You did go into the Thieves Guild. You saw, like, it was in a pretty... Not a state of decay in the sense of, like, everything was falling apart, but, like, that, you know, stationary, isolated, untouched. But obviously, like, nature is starting to do its thing where it can. There's not a whole lot of nature growing down underground because no light. You saw some things that were clearly missing. Like, there was a sword on a weapons rack that was missing. You know, there was no details that you would have been able to glean off of anything in there, in spite of, you know, it being the Thieves Guild and they kind of pride themselves on having the information.
Rivalis got reverse Thanos.
Yeah, more or less, yeah.
Yeah, she's just thinking about the steps.
Okay.
And, like, who to talk to, and, like, would she have any idea of who to even start asking? Here?
Here, maybe not. You could probably try to pick Moria's brain again now that you sort of have a goal. She could not guide you to the answer, but if you have steps that you want to take, she might be able to give you like hot or cold.
Okay. Yeah. I think Keela is just trying to figure out like where she goes next. Like
Okay. So you head downstairs.
Everyone is getting the fuck out of here.
Yeah. So you head downstairs, you see Razira ahead of you heading directly for the bacon, and we'll say this is like greasy spoon trucker breakfast. So lots of dippy do eggs and like steak, toast, beans, the whole thing.
Gravy.
Gravy.
Great.
Hell yeah.
Great. We're getting the Ed breakfast.
The what breakfast?
Ed and Nettie.
Sure.
Everything in between.
We're too old for that, don't worry.
Those were words.
Yeah.
Okay.
The only reason I know what it is because of my little brother.
Okay.
I think it was like a very Beavis and Butthead like show.
Oh, okay. That I do understand. Mostly. Anyway, next to wake up, we'll say is Breeze. You looked around in your room last night. You found some stuff that kind of went with your cover story of who you would be if Moria hadn't been able to preserve your memories. So, you know, like you're a reporter, you were an author, or like an attempted author. You were in the middle of writing a book of some sort. And that's about all you kind of gleaned. But is there anything you're doing before you head down for breakfast?
No.
Very decided of you.
Yeah, I was trying to remember what I did, and I was like, yeah, because the book was like my journal book was just like the stories and notes and stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe just giving that like another. Maybe I dreamed it. Let me just take a quick peek, make sure, and then yeah, it would just be okay. Let's go down and see what we can figure out.
Sure, make a survey for me.
Survey is 2. And gilded. 6.
Damn. Okay. So as you're looking at your journal / like notes for your story / these sort of made up news stories that you were supposed to be following as a journalist, and as you're looking at it, you can see that the letters are starting to run together, almost like you're tired, but you can still make out what they're saying, even as they begin to dance across the page. And you can sort of begin to see that what you have in your hand is your journal. You can see the starting of sketches that you've done, bits of poetry that you've written, the details of your time in captivity. It's not in order. It's not like you can flip through and see, you know, when you started the journal to when you last made an entry before coming here. But you can see bits and pieces of it. Just, it's almost like one of those 3D pictures where you unfocus your eyes and you can see the picture.
Okay, yeah.
That's sort of how you're reading your journal now, or seeing glimpses of your actual journal now. This facade that has been placed over all of you, this, you know, fake appearance, this falseness of body, and everything around you, how it is different from anything that you've known, really. Yet you still have this inclination that you know how to function in this society. It's all kind of culminating in this journal of here's my story and my journal and my, the stories that I'm following up on, but I can see bits and pieces of myself, my real self in here. And the worst part is, when you see glimpses of the time spent in captivity, you start to remember those vividly. Every day for 50 years, as you were waiting to be rescued, those are what come back first. Pathstan,
Yes.
you wake up last.
Oh, good.
You had a bit of an evening with your cricket and a poofy flower. But you also had a bit of a day as you were leaving the outskirts of whatever they call it beyond the farmlands of Brükensheer. You saw Mina, you
Yes.
think. You're pretty sure.
Yes.
But Moria very pointedly asked you a few times, did you actually see her? So where's your head at right now?
The content of what he saw, was it something that was manufactured for him? Was it something that he manufactured for himself? If so, why would she not look like she recognized him? Is she angry with him? Is she upset?
You cut out there. Got really quiet.
she-
Sorry.
Sorry. Is she angry with him? Was it real? Even if it was an illusion, an illusion is still something that's made.
Mm-hmm.
Was it something that remained of his home? Because he saw an awful lot of remnants down there in Revalis.
You did.
He has since then just been not really paying attention. Not that he's not paying attention. I think the problem is that he's paying too much attention. He's only got the two eyes now, so he's always looking everywhere. He's always turning and looking. And it's easier to focus on one thing when you only got two eyes. So, like, he probably wakes up and probably notices, like, maybe like a spider web or something in the top corner of the bedroom. Maybe get up and even, like, take the spider out of it if it's there.
Sure. And he pulls a Renfield.
No. If I am correct, this TTRPG that we are playing is based off of somewhat steampunky Victorian England.
More or less, yeah. That's a pretty similar vibe.
Okay. It's an English house spider.
Okay.
Don't look it up if you're arachnophobic.
Those things are huge.
They are. But they're very docile. Very, very sweet. Or it's a jumping spider. I can't decide. I love jumping spiders.
Roll a
That
die.
sounds terrifying.
Either way, I like them. Am I rolling a d6 or just one d6 or how many?
D6. Evens, it's a house spider. Odds, it's the jumping spider.
It's a 5.
Okay, so it's a jumping spider.
Okay. He is just like doing the. I think he like makes sure to do it in his flesh hand because he's afraid that it might get caught. Like he might have like a on his mechanical hand, like maybe it would get caught in a crease or something, get squashed or something. So he's just like doing that, I guess.
Mhm.
Just standing on the bed. Trying to find something to focus on that's small. That's easy.
Spider is definitely small and easy. Breeze, now that I've given you a moment, where's your head at?
I don't like it.
No.
If we were playing 5e, I'd be making a wisdom saving throw.
Yes, you would.
If we were still playing 5e, you wouldn't have your memories back yet.
Also true.
Yeah, it's not very good in there right now.
Oh, can't imagine why. But as the memories play in rapid succession, a lot of the time, especially in the last like 25 years of your captivity, it was a blur to begin with. You weren't counting days anymore. You weren't, doing any sort of time management. It was literally just you were in your cell, and when you were out of your cell, it was horrible. And then you were back in your cell. It didn't matter the time of day. It didn't matter how long it had been since the last time you were out of your cell, only that you knew once you were out of it, going back into it, you would have some time, however long that was, where it was safe and dark and quiet. But then you remember the day that you were rescued. You remember all of your friends and some people you didn't recognize showing up, beating the shit out of the doctor before he poofed away and rescuing you. You remember the relief, even as you sought your hat of disguise, so that they wouldn't see how long it had been for you. They saw, even though they were distracted. Maybe they thought it was a trick of the eye. Eventually, the truth came out. You remember meeting Mina in Rivalis at the bar, and how she took away the years. Physically, at least. Not mentally. Because mentally, whether you liked it or not, that cultivated who you were as a person. Obviously, it's better now. The trauma still lingers, and you've basically just relived it. But it doesn't hurt as badly as it did when you were first going through it. It's more like you were watching a sad movie. Or a sad play, I guess I should say. And you resonated with the main character. So you have that trauma back.
Woohoo!
But you also have the knowledge that your friends came for you.
60 years later.
It was 50. I'm dead.
Whatever. Yeah,
But to them, it wasn't 50 years. To them, it had been weeks, maybe. It's timey-wimey bullshit. Things that they don't have control over.
mm-hmm.
So you can do with this what you will, but you don't feel incapacitated or anything of that nature with these memories back. Just maybe a little off-kilter. But okay. Stable-ish. What would you like to do?
Take a minute to compose myself and then head down to breakfast.
Okay. So you walk by Athelstan's door, which is closed, but you can see that the others, their doors are open, so you assume everybody else has gone down to breakfast. You
As
can
I'm
knock.
walking by, I'll just give it a knock and, hey, breakfast, let's go.
Okay. And then you just
Okay.
keep going.
Yeah.
Athelstan. The little spider is doing its phalanges at you. Its pincers. Like grooming itself.
I love those little guys so much. I wonder what it'd be like to be easy. And he puts it back.
Okay. You keep cutting out, I'm not sure why.
It's because I'm sick.
I know, but it's like it sounds like you're talking the same volume and then it just dies.
I don't know. I've been having audio issues today.
Oh, I'm sorry,
And I'm
Goody.
seeing video issues with you as well. You're like freezing and then like your mouth catches up with all the words you've said.
I haven't seen that, but I
There-
wasn't looking
No?
closely.
Okay.
My power's been going off consistently. Every day. Been going out.
That's fun.
So there's that. He'll put it back. He'll say, he had said, if it could just be easier, like something like that. And he puts the spider back
Okay,
in the eaves of its web.
sure.
And just gets off the bed and just kind of catches a glimpse of himself in the mirror and just
Sorry, you're a white dude. You got canines, but they're not anywhere near as sharp as your shark teeth. You only got 2 eyes, 2 arms, 2 legs. No wings, no tail.
There was a time that I would have given anything to look like this. It sucks. And he looks at his reflection and he goes, "Fuck you," and walks out.
Okay. You walk out and head downstairs. As described, there's the full greasy spoon trucker breakfast available for anybody who wishes to partake.
I think
Steak,
his hair is and
sticking up?
flat, yeah.
Yeah.
There is definitely cowlick that you would not have known it was there if he hadn't cut off all his hair.
that is true. Okay. So Athelstan looks like a cow made out with his head. And the rest of you are eating breakfast. Moria is at the table with you as expected. She looks like pretty much every time you've seen her, she's been very put together, bordering on too perfect. But it almost looks like it comes naturally to her. She's not making the attempt to go out of her way. It just sort of manifests that way.
How the fuck do you guys chew meat like this all the time?
Practice.
And cutting it into smaller pieces.
Is that what we're supposed to do?
I mean, if you wish to just chew on it like a dog, you're more than welcome.
Oh,
And it
she
gets
goes
all
back
gross,
to the way
though.
she was doing it.
It would just be easier for your teeth and your digestion.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hila is very into her cup of coffee.
You all seem a little worse for wear this morning.
Don't know what's real.
Everything is and isn't real.
This place make us forget
No,
eventually.
no, not while I exist.
And being in the old city won't affect us like that.
No.
If something that huge has taken Revalis, what else has taken over bits of Darkon that have come here?
What do you mean?
Are there more beasts like that?
Oh, yes. Of course.
Great. Love that for us.
You ask.
Does it have anything to do with us?
Are you blaming yourself for the state of Darkon right now?
No. This was Darkon's fate long before I was born. I've come to accept that.
Before you were born, after you died, while you lived, yes.
Also, out of character, I just remembered why we had talked about going north, because north is where that port was that we came in on,
The
and
dock.
Breeze's like main thing happened there. That's why I associated the north part with Breeze.
Yeah. The
Yes.
call of the seagulls and shit.
It came back to me as we were sitting here, and I'm like, oh yeah, tentacly dude.
Right, we're gonna be attacked by random seagulls. They finally found Atlas.
Been
They
waiting.
were in the Sea of Sorrows.
They're here now.
You mean the Sea of Sorrows that feeds into every waterway within the Domains of Dread?
Uh-huh.
Which this is still within the Domains of Dread.
And I didn't really expect the Dark Lords to stop seagulls from moving through the borders.
I don't remember the
Honestly,
name
they
of
would
that
find
place.
A crack.
Probably. They're seagulls.
Yeah.
Give me
So-
a focus roll.
Oh, I meant like me as a person, but
Oh.
okay.
Well, I think Breeze had mentioned it, right?
I think I had found it like 3 weeks ago when we were.
I had put an extra point.
I know it starts with an M.
Cannot remember what it was.
Uh-huh.
I know it starts with an M, but I don't remember. Focus roll, you said?
Yep.
I rolled a 4.
Martira Bay.
Okay.
Okay.
I can't remember
My
where
brain
I put
went-
that dot.
My brain kept going Martini Bay, and I'm like, that's not right. That is really, really not right.
I mean,
It's close enough.
it's close. It is
Maria
close.
probably would have figured it out from that.
Yeah.
Like, that definitely cannot be right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Martira Bay. That
Okay.
was the place of their first mission that they didn't have all the information for.
Oh no, not that
Oh,
one.
I remember.
Oh, which one are
That's
you
not the
talking
one that
about?
we were talking about, right?
When we got to
I-
Revalis.
No, we were talking about the one. So when we first got back to Darkon, where the port that we ended up in, Martira Bay, that's where you went to go get your face fixed.
Where we
Yes.
met the.
No,
Oh,
Martira Bay was the. Was that Martira Bay or was that the?
Yeah, Martira Bay is where
Yeah.
you went to
Okay.
that back alley doctor, and I ended up
Yes,
following you
okay.
there, and
Yeah.
So
I was
thinking-
getting Cartacus.
Yes.
Yes, that's what I was thinking.
yeah. Okay. No,
Point-
I was
Point
thinking of.
hallucination is the one that we went to in Cartacus.
Yes.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah. So I would ask Moria if there is Is there a point that we can look for, like a point of reference that we can look for that would match with Martira Bay?
Well, you seem to have discovered Ravalis.
We would
That
have
was kind of
fallen
an
right
accident,
into it.
but
Sadly.
We would have fallen right into it if it hadn't been for Atlas.
If you follow the main road, it'll take you back eventually.
Is there a map of this place?
how far away is that?
Sorry, a map of what?
A map of this place. Of Brükensheer.
Brükensheer.
As it is now.
Yes, I have acquired one for you.
Thank you.
And the outlying areas?
They are not as well documented because they are in a state of flux.
Martira Bay, one of those areas?
I can't answer that.
Well, think of how much was missing the last time we looked at the map. Pretty sure it's gone from where it was.
Well, regardless, if that's where Breeze thinks that theirs is, that's where we should start. Is it more than a day away?
Athelstan and Keli can give me focus rolls.
Oh, damn it.
I can't remember if I put a point in what. I don't remember what I put that extra point in. I think it was either
Got a
sense
5.
or sway or something. Oh wait, no, this is a gilded die. Fuck me. Oh god, I'm scared. 5 on the gilded die.
Okay. If all things are as they seem, and you anticipate that the travel underground would be spent the same amount as it would be above ground, you're probably looking at 2, maybe 3 days.
Lovely.
We agree, so we do it.
Is there one of those weird box things with the rails that go there?
It's a trolley. It's a trolley.
Sure.
We have been told this multiple times.
I don't really
A
care.
weird box thing.
We can't. Well, it is a weird box thing. We can't ride the weird box thing because 2 of our party members borked all over it last time,
Yeah, they'll get used to it.
upsetting
If
many
it
a passerby.
saves us time?
Upsetting many a passerby and definitely calling attention to us.
If it saves us time.
We have nothing but time.
I don't think that's true. I don't think that's even
otherwise-
remotely true.
Otherwise, we're gonna stay here and live to death.
I would like to get out of here as soon as we can.
This is both yesterday and tomorrow, Keli. It's not supposed to make sense. It's not here nor there. It's not there nor here. When I ask a
Regardless.
question, it is both.
Regardless, I would like to get out of here.
So would we. I'm
Yeah.
just... What would you do if you weren't trapped here then?
I would not exist if I wasn't here.
Are you sure?
Do I believe her when she says that?
Yeah.
You can make a read roll.
Pretty sure I've heard her name before.
3.
A read roll?
Mm-hmm.
It's only a 3.
Anybody else?
I don't think...
I'm not even sure if Rosira is paying attention.
She's cut her meat
Bacon.
into the tiniest little bits. It's basically minced at this point.
It's bacon bits.
And she's like, I did it! Ah! I rolled a 6 and a 1!
Okay, so what's your roll then?
So the roll is.
I thought it was the higher one.
Well,
Oh wait,
I
no,
don't-
hang on.
Do you
I
have
have-
a point in read?
I have a point and a gilded die in read.
Okay. Did you roll the 6 on the gilded?
Yes.
Okay. So if you have used a drive in your cunning, you can replace it.
Well, we already last time all our drives we got them back.
Yep. I was just letting you know.
I appreciate you and thank you for reminding me.
You're welcome. You guys can't figure it out. Breeze and Keli. She's difficult to read, probably because she is essentially
a god?
a dark power. Not a god. She's not a god. She's a warden, more or less.
I was referring to
jailer.
Hercules.
Oh, right. Yeah.
A demigod? You'd have to be a god? Sorry.
To you, Athelstan, with your 6, because it was gilded, I will give you this. She believes it. She believes that if she were to leave the domains, that she would cease to exist because her entire being has always existed here. She was created here. And when the goddess decides that she is no longer useful, she will be killed here. And that's more of a permanent death, not a recycling death. She may be omnipotent in some degree, but it is not to the point of even demigodhood. It's more, she is a warden in a prison and has access to all the security cameras.
But what if you could?
And do what?
I don't know. I asked myself the same thing because I think the same thing that you did.
But you, Stan, are alive.
There's a very deep part of me that doesn't believe that.
I understand.
But I'm working on it.
But you are. And I don't just mean because I fixed you. You are alive. You have a soul.
Pieces of them stitched together.
It is still a soul, and it is yours. Even if it's a little broken and frayed around the edges.
And you?
I don't believe so. A soul
Just
would
because
make
she
me...
told you?
No. This is just knowledge. I'm not the first of my kind to exist. I won't be the last, and I will not be the first to be destroyed either.
You don't have to do that.
I don't have to what?
You don't. You're allowed to take a chance if you take it.
I am already taking considerable chance, hoping that your group will put an end to this anchor nonsense.
All right.
I appreciate your attempts to console me.
Zero, stop licking the bacon off of the floor. Let's go.
Okay. I take pocket bacon.
And he stands up and he looks at her and he said, I can't help but try. I have a weakness for redheads.
So I know. But I'm not your little godling.
I know. But
gives you like a pat on the cheek.
Just felt like that happened. It
It did.
hurt. It didn't feel good. It just happened.
It wasn't meant to hurt.
Well, no, but for never mind. Anyway, to go off of that, my tastes are extending. You know, and he like walks away.
Are they? And her gaze goes very pointedly to Breeze.
Breeze isn't a redhead.
Yes, they are.
Yes, they are.
Oh shit!
Very much so.
I always thought that they were like brunette, like
No.
a strawberry brunette.
Seen the character art.
It's brown.
It's
It's
orange.
not brown.
That is orange.
They're a redhead, my dear.
Look at the character art right now.
It's fucking brown.
That is
It's
not
red.
brown. Fuck off.
Okay,
It's
you're
red.
right. It's a little red. All right, he wouldn't say that then. He would say, "Point taken."
Oh no.
It doesn't not.
That sticks.
Yeah, he said.
Because I
Okay.
think it's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, that is actually fucking hilarious. She looks over at Breeze and she's. Yeah, well. Touche.
Moria does provide you with a map. It has all of central Brükensheer on it, with all of the different like neighborhoods, as well as a like line schedule for the trolleys. And you can see as well that there are some markings on it in very delicate hand, written in blue ink on top of the black, of possible bleeds. So she has given you a couple to run from, run with. She just wasn't able to verbally tell you or expose that information.
All right, tell us.
We
He's-
spread the map out on the table and we move the cursor over to this possible bleed and we expand it to see the little drop down summary of it. Fast travel.
So, okay, given that we've sort of figured out orientation-wise, like where we are
Mhm.
in the scheme of things as far as Dark Hunt goes, we're south of Rivalis or southeast of Rivalis.
Make a focus roll for me.
God damn it. That's a 1.
Okay. Sure.
Look,
I'll
Keela
say
is not a
everybody-
survival person.
I'll say everybody can give me a focus roll now that you have this map and you're looking at it and you kind of recognize some things, so everybody can give me one.
Trying to
Keep
see if we're
rolling
parked
5.
over the top of Avernus.
Well, I got nothing in focus.
Huh.
I got quite a bit in survey, but nothing in focus.
5 for Athelstan, okay. 2 for Breeze.
3.
Okay. Athelstan. It's actually fitting that you succeeded this roll.
Oh,
The-
good.
Where you are and where you went is technically southeast of Rivalis. However, when you entered the cavern, Rivalis was mirrored or backwards.
So we're over the top of the wells? Or the spa thing?
No, that's on the other side of
Nah. It's
Oh,
like,
not that kind of mirrored.
It's not.
Okay.
It's not horizontal. Vertical.
Oh, okay.
That's still not great, but you know.
So you would put yourself on the other side of Lake Placid.
At least it wasn't Red Leaf, then we'd be meeting Wolfhead Wiley.
I really hope he turns out to be some just like dude that's like basically got a crocodile head and he's just like the chillest guy ever, but everybody's afraid of him.
I want him
Like,
to be
I
that
really
lizard
hope that's
guy.
what he turns out
Just
to be.
like, I'm pretty sure he might be the monster beneath that squashed some of our croaches.
Oh, I'm sure that he is right now.
Oh, absolutely now.
But
1000%.
Yeah.
But I'm saying like back in the
I want him to be
in
an
the
alligator witch
regular
doctor.
domains.
I want him to be an alligator witch doctor. That
Moria
ticks.
did explain to you all that Wolfhead Wiley was based on a mad werewolf.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Darn it.
So sorry, no redemption arc here.
That's okay. Okay,
It's always a redemption arc.
can we go to what would be the mirrored equivalent of Marita Bay?
Yes.
Is
You
there
still think
anything
it's going to take a little bit
That's
of
cool.
time.
We'll pack for it and we go.
So, what do you pack?
Food
Rations.
and
Who's carrying the tent?
I have
Resi-
survival gear.
Rip. All right.
A tarp.
I was gonna say Razira has 2 empty slots, and somebody else has 1 empty slot.
I will say for this, because it is a little bit of an extended trot, you can have 1 additional equipment slot.
On top of the geared up slot from my specialty.
Yeah, everybody does. So if you have 2 or like 3 normally, you would have 4.
So that means somebody else has an additional 1 on top of the additional 1.
I think Keeley would pack, like, as far as like survival gear goes, like things that are gonna be needed for like camping outside, things like that. Anything like that.
Yeah.
Extra food, water.
Sleep.
You pack sleep.
Yes.
No. Sleep till Brooklyn. We pack for a camping trip. We're not glamping though.
Okay.
It's a camping trip. Someone's got the Coleman lantern, and someone's got the.
I have
George
my
Foreman
Jurassic
grill.
Park lamp.
Yeah,
I have my
thank
Jurassic
you.
Park lamp.
Yeah, your fucking Jurassic Park. Pew!
Yeah.
Lightsaber ass over here.
Oh, that thing. Yeah.
Also, I had a dream that I heard the satellite phone ring,
Oh God, from Jurassic Park.
and I was like, Spinosaurus Egypticus.
Okay.
It just sits in my. I can hear it.
That
I can
movie
hear it perfectly.
traumatized so many people because of that ringtone.
Fucking great film. I love the third one. I don't care what anybody says.
All right. Anything else that you bring with you?
Bleed containment vials.
Yeah.
Yep.
Are we
Yeah,
each allowed to carry? So I can't remember how we decided that. Decided. When we say bleed containment vial, we can only have one of one size or one set of the big, medium, small.
1 set.
Okay. Cool.
I'm full up and can't carry any more gear, so.
You have 5? Because I'm pretty sure you'd have the extra geared up because you're the only other one here with soldier training.
Yeah.
Oh.
So Razira would have the
I can
body.
take. I mean, then
We
I
can
can
leave
take
it-
bleed containment vials on too.
We could leave it blank in case we need something.
Yeah, you don't have
Yeah.
to fill
Yeah.
the slots. I'm just letting
Okay.
you know that if you prepare something in advance, then if you go, do I have X in my X? Then I will say yes because it was something
Okay.
you prepared ahead of time.
Cool. We agree,
only-
so we do it. We hit
The
the
only
road,
thing I
Jack.
really have prepared, besides body armor and the hand weapon, which is freaking Wolverine claws, would be the lockpicking equipment because that actually makes sense.
We
Okay.
make sure we get churros on the way out of town.
So
Okay.
somebody's equipment slot is just churros.
Yes.
I'll
A
say
pocket
that
full of churros.
that's included in your like food ration
Supplies. Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, since it's crunchy spicy leaf season, can it be hot cider with the churro?
Sure.
Yay! Thanks, Daddy.
No problem.
Cool. So we on our way from misery to happiness to be. On my way, misery to happiness to be.
Are you done?
I'm just time skipping in my brain.
Okay. You time skip and you find your way onto a trolley. As well as the map, Moria was kind enough to give you some ginger root. So anybody who has any sort of aversion to motion outside of their own power, you give that a little chew and you feel fine.
Bro, when I came back from your house going across the lake, they gave that to all the passengers because it was so bad that day.
Ooh, brutal.
I feel like since like he's not like the healer, but he's able to heal. I feel like before we leave, she's like, take some ginger with you, and he just gets triggered like.
Not that kind of ginger. You already have one. You started it.
I feel like Keela is just like pointedly ignoring all of that at this point.
That tracks.
Would make the most sense.
So, Charlie, Ginger.
Yay.
All of a
Yeah.
sudden, Maggie's dog just shows up. Not Maggie, just
Ginger!
the dog.
Dinder!
She just logs in.
Dinder!
She's just sitting there.
I do get messages from my friend's cat occasionally on our Discord channel. It's just like, oh my god, hi Georgie!
The number of times that Pasta has accidentally butt dialed you from my
Yes.
phone.
Yes, girl, speak your truth, Georgie.
You
All right, so we're on the road.
the trolley out of town. It takes you about 4 hours to cross the city on the trolley. It would take significantly longer if you were to be walking.
It's a big city.
It is a big
It's
city.
a big fucking city. It's like fucking. That's like the one from like fucking Brooklyn all the way up to Castleton. That's outside the city.
Yep.
Staten Island to. Harlem.
You get off the trolley and find yourself not so much the outskirts like before. There's definitely a dwindled population out here. It's sort of like the end of the line. You can see in the distance that there are like rolling glades of farmland again, but not completely like it is on the other side. There's like half farmland and half sort of untamed trees and glens and stuff. So you can continue heading in the direction you're going, but you also notice that on your map there is a bleed marked in Moria's handwriting on the map very close to where you are.
I think Athelstan just like is like checking the map. He's got it like folded with like a little clip and everything for where the, and he just looks at it and Keeli just feels the face, and then our heads come together, and he's just like,
Do we think it's one of ours?
Athelstan looks up, looks around to see what is here, and takes his mental. I think he's very gently, if there's charcoal, maybe if he could, like maybe written on the map, like where things in Darkon are as he understands it. Like, he's marked where on the map Ravalis is, and where he thinks Meritha Bay is, and so on and so forth.
Okay. So you know that the trolley took you in the direction of Castle Avernus.
Oh no! Oh no!
Well, that would be most likely where Razira's bleed is.
Or
Literally the only
Athelstan's.
one or the two, because that's literally the only place Razira has been in Darkon.
Yeah.
he's like, I don't want to alarm you, but Moria has indicated that there is a bleed source somewhere nearby, and if my orientation is correct, it's the King's Tier.
Didn't that place blow up?
Castle Avernus. Well, maybe.
Not technically. I mean, kind
Who
of, but
knows?
also not really.
It will, but it also won't. Anyway,
I mean,
who wants to go
I guess.
see what has become of... And he like stops and he's like, he looks over at Keela. He's like, if Squalamus is there, I swear to fucking gods.
Will they even remember us?
I don't care if he does or doesn't. I'm turning him inside out.
We get there and he's just a potted plant.
I'm breaking the pot like fucking Link from Zelda, and I'm taking the rupees inside.
Well, the birds remembered us, so
Yeah. Well, if you think that's where it is, then we have to look, because...
He like orients himself and looks towards where he believes this bleed is meant to be.
Okay. So where you're looking, you can see that there is, again, forest, pretty much untamed, uncultivated. The only indicator that you can see above the tree line is one spire.
And is there anything on the map aside from that spire?
There's nothing on the map that would indicate to you, like...
So he sees a spire rising up out of the forest.
Yeah.
And he just like... That way.
Okay. We go.
All right.
Everybody aboard.
Definitely keeping an eye on the ground and stuff like that. Now that, like, Atlas kind of showed us before, like, what we were looking for. Like, definitely keeping an eye out for spots where it might be thinner, where we could possibly fall through, just things like that. And
Everybody aboard the trauma trolley.
the minute we get to the tree line, because I feel like Keela is just entirely over all of this nonsense at this point, she just like reaches up and pats one of the trees gently and just says, "Hi, Stoke," and just keeps going.
Atlas
Like, I feel like
pauses,
she is just
he looks, he's like,
over it at this point.
He looks and he's like, "No, I think it was that one. If it's going to be one."
Oh,
It's an oak tree. We'll introduce you someday.
Talking oak tree. If there's anything left of him. Let's go. This'll be fun.
Okay.
last time I met one of those, they were not very happy. I think they were angry with a squirrel or something.
That tracks.
Get the fuck out, Duality. Don't bring your Ice Age bullshit here. So you know just from distance and being travelers that you will have to stop for the night. There are some like farmhouses and stuff and barns out here. You can try your luck there, or you can just rough it. It's up to you.
I don't mind a hayloft. Let's go.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
Keela's used to roughing it.
We agree, so we do it.
All right. So you do walk for a little bit, put some miles on your feet. You do find eventually, as you're starting to get weary, there is a farmhouse. Very, very typical fashion, like you would see in the Americas with, like a wraparound porch, 2 floors. There's a barn out back.
Civil War era.
Yeah. Grain silo, the whole situation. The barn's painted red, house is white, like very, very sort of stereotypical farmhouse and barn.
So it's a Birmingham. Okay.
What?
Yeah.
What hideous architecture.
I like it. It's cute.
Why would they paint that red? I don't get it.
I don't know.
What's wrong with their granary? It's not even off the ground. It's sitting on the ground, like. Whatever, let's go.
Okay. So you go up to the front door of the house, or?
Is there light?
Yeah.
Alright, he'll knock and then take a polite step back.
All right.
Door opens outward and still hits you in the head.
Oh.
The inside door opens into the house, and the outside screen door pushes out towards you.
Athelstan was not expecting that.
And standing before
There's gotta
you...
be screen doors. Sorry, go ahead.
No, you're okay. Standing before you is a small older woman. She's probably about 4'11", maybe. Definitely got like a little bit of a hunch to her. Curly hair that's like already put up into curlers for the night, and she's got like a little bonnet on.
And a shotgun.
No shotgun. But she does kind of give you a weird look, like she's getting some deja vu, and she's not sure why. Can I help you?
Does she look familiar?
You can make a
The
survey.
voice sounds familiar.
Or a focus. Make it a focus.
Damn it.
5.
Got a 4.
I keep rolling 5s.
Okay. 4 or 5. Anybody else?
There is no way Zero would know who this is.
Probably not.
Sorry, what type of roll? Focus?
Yep.
4.
4? Okay. 5. It takes you a second as you're looking at this person. Just something about them looks familiar. You're getting that sort of deja vu experience too. And you realize that this is a human Millie.
Aww.
I thought so. I out of character when she
Me
spoke and you
too.
said
She
4'11". You said 4'11", and I was like, it's Millie!
Yeah.
Millie! And Athelstan just immediately is like, sorry.
Yeah. Keeley just kind of like reaches over gently and just kind of like squeezes his forearm, just kind of as a reminder, like, hey, when we realize things, it breaks people's brains. Don't do that.
So sorry to bother you this evening, madam. We're weary travelers just passing through. We were wondering if we could just kip in your barn for the night. We promise we will leave it as clean and as orderly as we found it, and then just get out of your hair.
Oh, well, you don't have to sleep in the barn. I've got plenty of room inside.
You don't even know us. It's...
I have a good feeling. Come on, you must be hungry. Come inside.
Did she take his hand?
Sure. Gives you like a little...
Pet
and
pet.
then takes you inside. Close the door behind you, dearies.
We go inside.
He like
Okay.
leans over to Keela. He's like, I'm gonna fucking die.
You can't tell her.
I know.
The inside is what you would expect from a farmhouse lived in by a little old lady. Lots of doilies. You get the
Cats
smell
everywhere.
of like potpourri, and she has dogs. Lots of them.
Oh, okay.
Athelstan's going for the
That's where
dogs.
they ended up.
I imagine that's Atlas too.
There's not like a whole pack. You wouldn't be able to associate them to the mongrel folk that existed. But you are able to see a couple that have like just that familiar sort of, jowls or like ears. And as she calls to them, you recognize a couple of the names. They haven't changed. They're still, called by what their mongrel folk self would be called.
Yep. And this makes it all the more confusing how Azira did not just end up as a house cat.
Because you had intervention.
Because we're main characters. While also
No, we're not
being.
We are the fucking Rugrats. What are you talking about?
That's also what I was trying to say. We're the main characters while also not being the main characters. We are beloved NPCs. So we're either going to have plot armor or we're going to die horribly in front of the main
Yes.
characters.
So we're not the A team, we're not the B team, we're literally just C team.
We're here. Where's our participation trophy? Anyway.
I think that's a good time to go on break. We'll be right back.
Yeah.
I'm Maffy the DM, and this is the Vactair. If you know, you know.
I swear naturally. But if I have to think about it, I can't. I can't just work the words in. Shit fuck.
Could you just give them a bowl of lube and we can just get it to go? I don't know at this point what to say or to do.
A bowl of lube.
They make it in flavors.
I will cast guidance on your penis. There you go. Pet pet.
What if we go find two plants that you connect with, and then we don't just go pick them, but you connect with them,
We'll find a shrubbery. Make sure it's nice and not too expensive.
Me.
I like gloop
to be right beside her face.
Move so I'm real close to them,
Ooh,
just in case
like this?
something happens.
What can I do to help you?
I feel like I'm on some
If
psychedelics.
you're a new DM or even maybe an
Don't
experienced
play with
DM,
us.
you're clearly witnessing DM failure here. Clearly. Engage
I try
the
to move
players.
my piece,
Keep them
I move the
interested
whole
in your
map.
game.
You have feelings and we're friends. You have feelings and we're friends. You have feelings and you're friends.
Don't you make this a pull door because I'll lose my fucking mind.
If I just try to open the door, does it open?
It opens out.
I mean, I'm sure you would have gotten there eventually, but
Did he
Well, I don't know why I learned this spell. So.
Flailing around like one of those inflatable tube guys.
No! Oh no!
The wacky, flailing, flailing arm two-man.
I don't see you wiggling, motherfuckers. Wiggle.
Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle.
I only wiggle when I want to wiggle.
I'm Jason.
You want to wiggle right now?
I imagine duality's wiggling.
You went really deep, man. It's not supposed to be deep tissue.
Your ass was mesmerizing.
You just need to put the tip of the needle in.
Just the tip, just for a second.
I won't be able to sit for a week.
Well, I don't feel comfortable sharing some of the naughty bathroom things I know how to do with a bunch of children. But
Why?
What does that mean? What does that mean?
ask your ghost parents.
Oh god, my husband was here for all that. You cast this spell and the sky
Go watch
above
my
begins
face
to
now.
swirl into this butthole.
They in circles around you, like do 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 do. And he's saying this out loud too. He's making his own music that he's dancing to. Bigly, bigly.
I will not soon recover from this. I will not soon recover from this. I have never wanted the death of someone more than right now. Keisha, it was a good fucking game, but I fucking hate Brie. Fucking hate her. I fucking hate her.
No, you don't. You love me.
I do. I do.
When one Warforged loves another Warforged very much.
I see you, our one true king. We stand Brendan Fraser on this channel. We don't care what time it was. We don't care what his body type is. We stand Brendan Fraser.
Do you hear that, Jeremy? Do you hear that, Jeremy?
Brendan, more like standing.
Wolf anthros are adorable.
I'm gonna say, while you guys are talking, the camera pans out to the lobby, and everybody in the lobby can see that Sheriff is talking to somebody in that office. Not sure who. They're very chatty back and forth, though. For both the Reverend and Jesse, you immediately pick up on a couple things. Not everybody in this town is particularly...
Don't feed the babies lead paint, coward.
They don't stop coming, and they don't stop coming, and they don't stop coming.
Somebody.
Pants.
We should go to that family and then see if we can appeal to them. Is that the word I want?
I think it's begging.
We could threaten them with knives.
Oh, okay.
Or
So we
we
have
could
many
just
options.
That's a good idea. Let's start them with knives. Just tell them that I murdered the entire family minus one. It'll be fine. What could go wrong?
Nope.
I once ran into a Spanish beaver. Interestingly enough, there is no such thing as a Brazilian beaver.
I'm the map. I'm the map. I'm the map. I'm the map. I'm the map.
Yeah, pretty much.
What? You sounded like you were grapefruiting your man. You know,
I'm just gonna go now.
What's that? You need me? Okay.
Does this mean we win? Does this mean we won again?
I never want to leave here.
Hello, we're back. And traumatized. Where we left off, you all had found your way to a farmhouse on the outskirts of Brükensheer, where a little old lady has invited you in, and Athelstan, you've recognized her as Millie. The house itself is like an old lady exhibit exploded. It smells like potpourri and doilies, but it also has that sort of down-home cooking and baking, and then like a hint of manure in the background. There are
And patchouli
dogs
oil.
everywhere.
So a southern old lady exhibit.
Yes, there are dogs everywhere. All different kinds, all different sizes and shapes, ages. You can see that some of them are just like these haggardy old, half blind, missing a leg dogs. And then there's, little puppies running around. And there must be at least 20 of them that you see between the front door and where Millie guides you to the back kitchen.
Does it smell like a kennel?
Surprisingly not. It smells more like Millie's cooking and baking, with just manure in the background.
Hell yeah.
Millie guides you all into the kitchen, and here too, it's very much old lady explosion. There is lots of tea, there's jams and breads, and you can see all of familiar things to Millie that you would see in Revalis, with lots of baking ingredients, all of the staples like big tubs of flour and starch and all that stuff. You can see what looks to be like an ice box, turn of the century ice box that has fruits and stuff in it as she opens it and starts pulling out like a couple jams and some butter. Puts that all out on the kitchen table for you. Come on, come sit. You look like you've had a long trip.
Something like that.
Well, don't you worry. We'll get you all fed up and get you to sleep soon so you can head out in the morning.
Thank you.
Oh, don't worry about it. What are your names, darling? I didn't know
Eli.
that was a name. Eli? It's nice to meet you, Eli.
You too.
Breeze.
Oh, that's a lovely name, Breeze. Hello. What about you?
Razira.
Razira? Nice to meet you, Razira.
His name is Purple.
Sorry, my my whole internet just died for a second.
Oh, good.
She asked your name.
Athelstan.
Athelstan?
Yes.
It's nice to meet you. I'm Millie.
Nice to meet you, Millie.
Bad timing. My joke failed.
Well, eat up. Have as much as you like. There's more in the fridge if you need any. In the icebox if you need any. More in the pantry too.
I'll speak for the party. We go to town as Millie's a Millie meal, even a human Millie. Come on. Fuck yeah.
It is
Tear it up.
familiar in the sense of
familiar.
Familiar.
Ha 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 ha.
It is familiar in the sense of you get all of the sort of subtle flavor profiles that Millie has been known for. Everything is very hearty and sticks to your ribs, and even the sweets are very, very familiar, but there's this, I don't want to say plasticness to it, but there's almost this pain over everything. Like, it's not quite right. There's just something missing from it all. Like
cosmic brownies.
You don't think it's something like, she skipped out on
Eating
the
out.
nutmeg or something. It's just there's something fundamentally missing from every item that you eat. It tastes good. It doesn't taste bad or anything. It doesn't taste like it might make you sick. It's just, Millie's cooking. You know that she puts her heart into it. And as that thought kind of crosses your mind, you realize that's what's missing.
Place, time, right, wrong.
Mm-hmm. It's still good. It's still tasty. It's just not the same. Like when your favorite restaurant gets a new owner.
Oh no.
Oh, I felt that.
Yeah, right there in the gut and the heart.
I felt that from the kitchen and from the bar and from the booth.
Yep.
Fucking hell.
So while you're all eating, she's puttering around, like making sure everybody's got enough tea and, refilling plates that have been emptied quickly. Very much the same sort of situation here as would be in the bar. Lots of baked goods and, stewed meats.
Fight Club in the basement.
How did you know? We don't talk about Fight Club.
Nope. No Fight Club at the Sprite Pub. What Sprite Pub? What are you talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, yeah, Athelstan will eat. Kind of just like watching her putter around, and will help her do dishes, even if she insists he doesn't do it.
Yeah, Keela would be helping too.
Okay. She is more than happy to take your assistance, though she does do the typical, oh no, you go, don't worry about it. I've got it.
You cooked, you don't do dishes. You know the. Let me. Saying. Yeah.
I think I've heard that somewhere.
Yep. Yeah, I've heard it before. Just shoves a dish at Keela to dry. Wait, no, I should be drying dishes.
Hold them in your grappler. Wet? Yeah. Doesn't seem to bother it any.
That's so cool.
It's resin sealed. It's super cool.
She invested in waterproofing.
Oh,
After
boy.
dishes, Athelstan's just amongst the dogs.
I've seen you've met the pack.
They're good babies.
They are my bestest babies. I love them very much.
Yo, fuck, I think Athelstan, straight up, just, like a kid, just, lays down on the dog bed amidst the dogs and just, conks out.
Well, that's one taken care of.
He's been gone for a little while, and you're like, where the fuck did he... Oh.
I'm assuming the rest of you would like to sleep in a bed or on a sofa?
That would definitely be nice.
Okay. Well, Athelstan is in this room. There is a couch if anyone wants it, but I don't have rooms for everyone. Does anybody need any specific privacy?
Not really.
Mm.
Okay, well, I suppose you can rock, paper, scissors. That doesn't sound right. To do that for who sleeps on the couch.
I mean, I'd take the couch. It doesn't matter to me.
Oh, even better. The rest of you can follow me. And she starts heading upstairs.
Following.
Upstairs, it's very much the same doilies potpourri. It smells very much like Chanel No. 5 meets mothballs.
I thought you were going to say Mothman.
I mean, Mothman's balls.
Mothman.
them cheeks be clapping.
Yep. And she opens 3 bedroom doors. This one's mine, but if you need anything, I'll be right in here. The other 2, you can split amongst yourself. And you look
We
inside.
appreciate you.
Single beds, a little dresser with like a mirror. They're very similar. You can see that there is some differences in like color schemes and decorations and like bric-a-brac, but they're set up the same way. Well, I'm just going to go bring the chickens in and you all get some sleep, okay?
Help?
Oh, no. They come when I call.
If anything happens to this version of Millie, I am fucking burning this whole universe down. Again.
She goes outside and there's a
Kills you
skinwalker.
more.
Universe.
Oh, God.
Okay. Have a good night. Sleep well. There's extra blankets in the closet if you need any. And she like toddles off downstairs again. Apparently Toddle is Turtle now.
I mean, you know.
She turtles off downstairs. She's got to get to the outhouse real bad.
God. Breeze. Would you mind terribly if I put my sleeping bag on the floor in by you? I don't really want to be by myself tonight.
No, that's fine.
I crash on the floor in Breeze's room.
Okay. You do that. Anything else before night falls? Well, I mean, night's already fallen, but like, before we get into...
Is there a lock on this bedroom door?
There is not. But good thinking.
Does it open in or open out?
It opens into the room.
Do you want to put like a heavy chest of drawers or something in front of it, Keli?
Yeah, or like, can we like, I don't know, is there something we can just like wedge so that it doesn't, like it's not gonna come open?
Not really. There's a...
Chair.
I mean, you could always sleep in front of it. There's enough room.
Sure.
There's no chair or anything. Like the little vanity, the dressing table has like a stool, but it wouldn't be tall enough to wedge under the
Wouldn't
door
block
handle.
the door. Okay.
4'11".
Yeah, I guess I will just camp out in front of the door.
Okay.
Yeah, but in universe, she's built pretty good.
Yeah, you see that character art?
She is
Hell yeah.
sturdy.
Like the shipwreck house that Millie ran off to. Well, turtled off to.
Turtled off to. Folks downstairs, Razira. Do you just settle in and go right to sleep?
That sounds about normal for her.
Okay. As you're sort of drifting off, you can make out the sounds of Millie moving around the house. You can hear a back door open and then close. And then you hear the sounds of like, here, chickies! Here, chickies! And then a whole bunch of
See
squawking.
that from the window?
No. You're at the
Oh,
front of the house. It's at the back of the house. And you can picture like this little former gnome kind of like herding chickens into a coop, and then you hear like the clicking of a coop door.
She's got her mud boots on that go all the way up to her knees.
Yep.
Or all the way up to
She
her
can tuck her
boots that are
into
basically
them.
waiters.
Yeah, basically waiters. All you see is a nightgown and just feet.
Yep. You can hear her talking, and then you hear the door open again, and then close, and then lock, and then she's toddling back upstairs.
Not turtling. She visited the outhouse.
Yeah, and it actually came through as toddling this time, so we're good.
Wow.
Nice. Proud of you, closed captions.
That's what you get for muttering and mumbling.
I can't help it.
I'm the same way.
Yeah.
Athelstan,
Yes.
are you comfortable?
I think more than he's
Good
been in a
question.
while.
On a dog bed on the floor, surrounded by dogs, formerly mongrel folk.
He's definitely slept in a mongrel pile before.
That makes sense.
Yeah. I feel like maybe it's even like a little nostalgic of like his teens, like of his teens or his early 20s, like literally just like sleeping out in the stables or sleeping at Sprite Pub after a good fight or something.
Mm-hmm.
Sleeping in the kennels. Anywhere so he wouldn't have to possibly be caught by Randlar.
That's fair.
And dogs for the most part are light sleepers.
Mm-hmm. For the most part.
For the most part, yes.
It is late at night when you feel the small hand touch your shoulder and give you a little shake.
Millie?
Yeah, it's me.
What's wrong? Are you okay?
Oh, I'm fine. Just have something to tell you. Are you awake?
He sits up. I think so.
All right. She takes your face in her hands, rubs her thumbs on your scars. No matter what you see when you go, just remember that you are loved. Don't say anything. I have to pretend. When you get to where you're going, I'll be waiting. Don't forget. Don't cry. And don't say anything. Okay? Have a cupcake and go to sleep. She pulls a cupcake out and hands it to you.
Just puts it in his mouth and just buries his face in dog fur. Totally not crying. It's one of those silent ones.
Eli, give me a sense roll. Very bottom.
Oh boy. I'm gonna use a drive so that it's just normal.
Okay.
Ooh, that's a 6.
Nice.
Woohoo.
You wake with the feeling of pressure on your back as the door nudges you.
Mm-hmm.
And as you kind of just halfway wake up and like look out of the corner of your eye, you see Millie kind of like trying to figure out what's happening, like why she can't open the door, and then she looks down and sees you. Doesn't realize you're awake. You can see like just a faint smile, and the door closes again.
I like scooch over real fast and open the door. Millie, what's wrong?
Oh, dear, you gave me such a fright. I thought you would be in that room. So I just wanted to make sure you hadn't toddled off into the night.
No. Yeah.
Okay.
Everything okay?
Oh, everything's fine, dear. Just wanted to make sure everybody was okay. I haven't had people under my roof in so long.
She acting like us.
You can make a read roll.
Keelai finds everybody sus.
5. Yeah, at this point.
You feel
The
she's
bridge was rickety.
being honest about wanting to make sure that everybody's okay and that she hasn't had people under her roof in a long time, but you can definitely tell that she's omitting something.
Okay. I just like feel like Keelai has been to Millie's place a number of times.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I guess she just like I guess she just she just says, I'm really glad you're not by yourself and that you've got the dogs.
Me too. They're my family.
Yeah.
Do you need anything? Another blanket or anything?
I could take another blanket and like I stand up and like
Oh, no. Stay there. I got it. She goes to the cupboard, pulls out like a big, like fluffy blanket that, like a quilt that was handmade, very stuffed full of what you assume is either straw or down. She comes back. She's like, okay, lie down. And she's like totally intending to just tuck you into the floor since that seems to be where you want to be. And is she like,
you went like this, like Keelai just like,
I mean, she probably did.
oh my god.
She, like,
Why
tucks-
Keelai has back problems. Sorry.
It's okay. She tucks the quilt up over your shoulder and just like gives your hair a little pet. Don't forget, Keelai. Sometimes you have to forgive yourself too. And then she walks out into the hallway and closes the door behind her.
I scooch back against the doorway.
Okay. Other than those two interruptions, the night passes. And in the morning, you wake to the smell that's familiar. Coffee, baked goods, bacon and eggs, toast, fresh bread. Even what smells like some sort of heated maple syrup.
Now that it's daylight, can I like just look around this room?
Sure. What are you looking for?
Anything that looks like it has a tie to the other us, the other reality outside of here.
Okay. Make a survey roll.
It's only a 3.
There are some familiarities amongst what you see. There's, some of the knickknacks and artwork and even some of the cushions. The embroidered cushions are familiar to things that you've seen in Millie's house and at the pub. But nothing really stands out.
Okay. I pack up my shit and make sure Breeze is awake.
Okay. Are you awake, Breeze?
Yeah.
All right. Athelstan, you wake
you
up.
ask that.
I mean, I don't know. Breeze could bury their head under a pillow and go back to sleep. I don't know. I'm not going to assume.
Fair.
Razira,
I died in my sleep.
You died in your sleep. That old age caught up to you.
Yeah.
Roll a D100.
Razira, you wake on the couch. You are not alone. There are about 5 dogs that have climbed onto the couch with you to share your space. And one of them in particular is a lapdog that thinks he's a Chihuahua, but is actually a Great Dane.
I love those kinds of dogs.
And you're very short.
I imagine actually knowing Razira, she was probably not on the couch. She was probably in the corner somewhere because she rolled off the couch and rolled over the room.
That's the problem. You would have normally, but the dogs
like on
have
either
sort of
side.
like
The dogs kept
nested
you.
around you and on top of you. So you are in a puppy puddle pile.
And you are sweating.
It's very sweaty.
She is fine with that. She was cold
finally
before.
warm.
She's
like, comfortable.
She like Scrooge McDucks it right back into the dogs.
It's like, I'm never leaving here.
The big Great Dane has his like face mashed against you, and like, you know, the like flappy lip it's got, it's just like smeared on your cheek, and it's all drool down the side of your neck. But it's the warmest you've been since you've been here.
I literally see nothing unappealing about this situation. Excellent storytelling.
I grew up with Great Danes, so I can confirm.
Me too. Oh my god. His name was Littlefoot.
Oh, baby.
Yeah.
You named a dog after trauma? Jeez.
I didn't.
I
Literally,
know.
it was my cousin's dog. But yes, she fucking did.
Like a double-sided trauma.
Yep.
Right.
Ugh. Anyway. Don't look it up. You'll make yourself sad.
It's a great series, though. I will say that. It's a great series.
If you can get through the trauma of the first one, the rest of them after that are really not that bad.
There's sing-alongs and stuff, and it's like, I mean, some of them actually you do like.
The first one is terrible and will scar you for life, but it's also amazing.
The 5th one, they sing a song, and it really is kind of sad, but still. Anyway,
Athelstan, you wake up in much the same position on the dog bed. You are surrounded on all sides and on top of by dogs.
just like emerge, like, and like.
There's lots of complaints.
Yeah, go to the bleed detector in his bag.
Okay.
Because if he checks and like if maybe like before somebody comes down, I guess.
All right. So Razira's awake and just kind of like looking out at you. Great Dane,
just like
Great Dane cheek, and like a little schnauzer like on the shoulder and on the top of the head, and then there's like a golden retriever like draped over her body, and there's another on her feet. And she's just watching you from like her dog cuddle pile.
Yeah, Alexander's just like there's a pause, and there's like it's just like he looks at her, she looks at me, and I look at her, and he's like, "You okay?"
Can't move.
Do you want to move?
Warm.
I'll take that as a no. And I turn on the bleed detector, start messing around, and try and attune with it.
All right, are you attuning with it or attuning with it?
I want to attune, italicized and capitalized.
Okay. So you need to give me a sense roll.
I think the sense was the one I put the gilded die in, or the extra die. Is that what we did last time?
I have you with Sway, Read, and Focus as your gilded.
Didn't we level up last time, quote unquote?
That was your.
What was it? Sway, read, and focus. I thought Where did I put that extra dot? I swear I chose. I chose either sway or sense. I know it started with an S.
I don't know. I don't see it on my side.
I swear I wrote it down somewhere. Anyway, I'll just roll.
Okay.
Okay. I rolled a 6 and a 5.
Okay. You are tuning in, and you can feel as the bleed detector kind of warms up and starts pulling in the data from around Millie's home. You almost feel and see the bleed that is entirely around the home. It's almost like it was carved out and put here. And it's just like a wall.
That confirms what he was thinking. He turns it off and puts it away.
Okay. The rest of you come down.
Here's someone at the table.
Rest of you come downstairs?
Yeah.
Okay.
Coffee.
Millie is in the kitchen. There is coffee prepared. And she happily just scuttles about filling mugs and making sure everybody gets enough to eat.
I would say Athelstan would like slither bacon into Razira's mouth, but I'm imagining that once Millie got in the kitchen, all the dogs were like, "Where are you going?
Food! There's food in the kitchen!
Food!
Yeah. That's basically what happens.
It's like Tiger and Tolbert from The Sword and the Stone.
Exactly.
I was just looking at everybody like they're crazy.
Eat.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Cedar, you put your extra pip into extend your senses. So it's one of your specialties.
Oh, good. I'm glad somebody wrote it down. Aha! Good. Okay.
Oh, and speak their language. You have both.
Yes! We could take 2, yes! Okay, I got it.
Mm-hmm.
Document, and I don't know why I can't edit it. Save. Anyway, keep going. Thank you, Daddy.
No problem. All right. So you're sitting around the breakfast table, enjoying Millie's not quite right food. What do you do?
We pick up a cupcake and go away.
Okay. I mean, if you have nothing to say to each other in the morning or anything, we'll skip along.
No, I mean, I think we kind of know what we got to do, or like at least the direction we need to head. So Keela is pretty, like, she's very focused on her coffee, and then once that's gone, then she's very focused on where they have to go.
Okay.
Thank you so much for your hospitality, Miss Millie.
Oh, it's my pleasure. If you need another place to stay on your way back, you just pop on by, okay?
We will.
And here, I made this for you. And she, like, presents this picnic basket full of, like, everything.
Oh,
it's the exact same one as last time, somehow, some way.
The food's different, but yeah, it's the same basket.
Yeah.
I love that.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
The basket creaks as his metal hand just like grips it.
And you head out.
Yep.
Leaving behind Millie and her pack.
My cat's being a weirdo.
I can see she's gargoyling behind you.
Like some kind of weirdo.
You
gotta put like a little shelf back there.
There is a shelf back there.
No, she's on the back of my chair.
Yeah, like that's what I mean.
No, I mean
Like a
there's
shelf on
an
the
actual
chair.
shelf back there.
Yeah, there is a shelf, but
Yeah, I don't trust that.
Anyway.
He wants
Yeah,
access
so
to
we
Bob
go.
Artemis upside the head.
She looks like she's ready to box you in the ears.
She probably is.
She's contemplating it, but she doesn't understand.
She's been doing that a lot lately.
Pasta, stop it.
She
Damn
looks
right you
away.
look
Is
away.
like, I'm not doing anything.
E.T.'s yelling at you.
I'm not. No, I don't know what you're talking about.
Leaving Millie's
We go.
farmhouse, you continue towards the spire. As you draw closer to it, it's very much in the same sort of situation that Ravalis is. With your knowledge from Atlas and just keeping an eye out, you can see where the ground is starting to cave in or where a sinkhole is starting. You can see areas where trees are starting to tip towards them instead of just tall grass. You can see where some trees have actually been consumed into the sinkhole, but then like the tops of their canopies are still outside. So they've like gone straight down and they're still growing because they still get some photosynthesis.
So Nausicaa Valley of the Wind, and I love that.
You're welcome.
How close do we... Sorry.
No, go ahead.
How close does it look like we can get to the spire itself? With all the, like, sinkholes and things around it?
It will take some navigation and careful footwork. There are some spaces where you actually have to take like a longer route around because it's just like poo, like 5 sinkholes that have sort of cut off this like an area of access.
Or like
so
those deer.
As we get close enough to it, like where we can start seeing, like where we can see the spire itself fairly decently, like I would be looking in the direction of like where Eugene's house was.
Okay. So I'll say you and
Way ahead of you,
Athelstan, you recognize that this is one of the taller spires. And since it's still sticking straight up, you can assume that it's, you know, still connected to the rest of the castle underneath.
Okay.
As you move into the space where you can sort of start to see other smaller spires or bits of the balustrade, you can start to see like, you know, the ruins that you saw before. But then you see it's almost like glass. And it's just shattered across the entire area where Castle Avernus lives beneath the surface. It's this sort of milky yellow-green color, and it's just everywhere. Like somebody had taken, you know, a dwarf's entire lifetime of glass that they've created and shattered it across this area.
The tear.
Is it the same color the tear would have been?
Yeah.
It's the tear.
Lovely.
Not gonna lie, I've always kind of wanted to touch it.
Do you touch it?
No. He thinks about it. And he does say that out loud.
Yeah, maybe we don't.
You know, intrusive thoughts and all that. He looks, he'll kind of like look at the spire and kind of like triangulate to, what's the word? The wall.
Orientate.
The structure that is on the walls. The walls where Banshee live.
Oh.
The something.
From where you're standing.
Battlements? Yeah, the battlements, thank you.
From where you're standing, you kind of gauge it. They're to the right and about, you know, 100, 150 feet away from you. Up more.
Okay.
I really don't want to run into her here.
Stan like pauses and like looks over his shoulder at her.
Do they even have ghosts here?
Only one way to find out.
I'd rather not.
Ignorance is bliss. Where's our entry point, Atlas? He takes out the bleed detector.
Okay.
Probably down.
You take out the bleed detector. Are you sensing or sensing?
I think I'll let it sense for me for a little bit.
Okay.
Then I'll give it a shot.
So the bleed detector shows like pings, almost like a sonar. And as it's going through and you're moving it around, it's almost like there's this low grade bleed everywhere. It's not pinging specifically anywhere. It's just where
It's all strong.
Not strong. Probably closer to like small medium. But because of the size of it, it's pretty much the entire field where you are. Where normally when you were looking at it before, you could see, the bigger pings were a very bright color or a very large ping. This is all a lighter color on the screen. And then you see a couple of blips. One right, about 150 feet. Another straight down the middle, heading towards what you know is the library. And then another directly beneath your feet.
He knows what they are, doesn't he? Or like where they are, doesn't he?
You can
the cottage, the library, and the battlements.
Close on, right on 2. Not the cottage, though.
To the right.
The right is your mother.
Oh, I thought the left was mom.
No.
I mean, I thought behind. Okay.
Library. Dungeon.
Oh.
Down in the lab.
Oh, no.
Which
worse.
means that the castle is in one piece underneath us.
Who escaped from the... Is it that... Ooh! Buried lore. Where document?
That's where we're going to end tonight's session.
Rude.
Literally, he just goes, fuck.
Thank you everybody for watching. Don't forget to check out Extra Life. Go to our page, tinyurl.com/extralife2024. Sorry, Vactair Extra Life -2024. Pick somebody from our roster, donate to them, and it all goes to a great cause. If you got a couple bucks, it'd be really great if you could throw it that way. We'll be back tomorrow night for October Colony, which is our alien mini campaign led by Keisha from Potions and Potpourri. And then we'll see you when we see you. So thanks for watching and stick around for the raid.
Thanks, Tim and Queen, for the donations tonight.
Thank you.
Love you.
Love you long time. Bye.
Bye.